Hello everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to paint this olive branch. For this whole tutorial we only use 2 brushes, so it's going to be very easy and simple. Let's get into it! For today's tutorial, I'm going to be using the Sublime Watercolor pack and the Delicate and Dainty canvas. Everything will be linked below. I've drawn a very simple sketch for you guys, so you can download it and insert it like this. Go to Add and insert a photo. Here is the sketch. First, let's just bring down the opacity just a bit to about 70%. And then we can make a new layer on top and start to color. And I've made a color palette that you can download, so feel free to use it if you want. First, let's select this color here, this light purple. As for the brush, we're going to be using the hard edge round brush for the majority of this tutorial. So let's zoom in and start to fill in one of the olives. I'm going to pick this one right here. Oops, this is a little too thin, so let's bring that up. And I'm going to fill in the entire olive. As you can see, this brush creates this hard edge effect, just like how real watercolor reacts when it dries. And so I am trying my best to color the whole olive in one stroke, just because I want to keep this effect. But it's okay if you let go and color. You can definitely just get rid of the overlaps using the basic blender, and I'll show you in a bit. So I let go of that first stroke, and now I'm just continuing to color this in. And once that's done, you can grab this basic blender and just blend out this overlap here, just to make sure that the olive is all evenly colored. But when you blend, it's just really important not to go over this pencil line, because if you do, you will lose that hard edge effect. So I'm trying my best to just blend within the pencil line. We're going to now add some shadows. Let's pretend that the light is coming from the upper right side. So the top area here would be lighter, and this bottom area here will be darker. Now I'm going to pick out this darker purple here and start to color in the bottom portion. You can color near the edges just like this. Darker edges can make the drawing look a bit more realistic and 3D. Now it's time to blend using the basic blender. I'm just going to smooth all of this out. Now that it's blended, I'm just going to make a new layer on top and make that a clipping mask. And I'm going to select one of the stamps, Bloom number 1, and let's grab a darker purple, so any of these will do. Maybe start with this one here, and try to add in the stamp here and there to intensify some of the areas and to make this olive look more 3D. And you can experiment with different colors like this, using darker purples on the bottom here and on the side. And it's starting to look more 3D, kind of like a spear. And you can also experiment with darker browns like this as well. And I'm just going to zoom out to see how that looks like. I think this olive looks pretty good now, so I will show you how to paint the leaves. Let's paint this one right here. First, we can merge these layers together now that we're done, and then we can make a new layer on top for the leaf. Let's grab a color. Any of these greens will do, maybe this one, or you can go with a yellowish green here. And then we'll go back to our hard edge brown brush. Now this will be the base layer for this leaf. And I'm going to do my best to paint this in one stroke. Just like how we've colored the olive, we're going to add a bit more color to make the leaf look more 3D. So I'm going to start by coloring the edges using this yellowish green. And then of course, we blend this out using the basic blender. Just like the olive, we're now going to make a new layer on top and make it a clipping mask to add stamp marks. And now I'm going to use this green here, a little bit darker, and use bloom number 1. Just going to target some edges here. And you can experiment with different colors and different shades of green. Just zooming out to see how it looks overall. Rinse and repeat until you're satisfied with the watermarks. It looks pretty good now, so I'm going to turn off the sketch layer and see how it looks like. That looks pretty good, so I'm going to turn it back on and continue to color the rest of the painting. And I will show you how it looks like in the end. So this is my finished piece. I colored the rest of the drawing using the exact same method that I showed during the tutorial, and hopefully you've found it to be helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.